Hello! Today we'll be talking about Rhyhorn, the first ground rock-type Pokemon. Its previous BYZ dates are June 16th, 1996, April 7th, 1999, January 26th, 2002, November 16th, 2004, September 7th, 2007, June 28th, 2010, April 18th, 2013, February 7th, 2016, November 28th, 2018, and September 18th, 2021. I like that its design is based on a rhino. Let's get into the Bulbapedia article.
Hello, and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today I'll be talking about Rhyhorn, the Spikes Pokemon, whose number is 111. This is what it looks like. Its type is ground rock. So we've had rock and ground type, but we haven't had it the other way. So this is the ground inside and the rock outside. Its abilities, Lightning Rod or Rock Head, and Reckless is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50, catch rate is 120 or 24.9%. Breeding, it groups monster in the field, and hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 3'3" or 1 meter. Weight is 253.5 pounds or 115 kilograms. Base experience yield is 135 in the first 4 gens, and 69 in 5+. Leveling rate is slow. EV yield is 1 in defense. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is gray, and base friendship is 70. Rhyhorn is a dual-type ground rock Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves into Rhydon starting at level 42, which evolves into Rhyperior when traded while holding a protector. Biology, Rhyhorn is a rhinoceros-like Pokemon with a body covered in gray, rocky plates. Its underside and rear are smooth and has 4 short legs with 2 claws on each foot. It has a triangular head with narrow red eyes, 2 fangs protruding from its upper jaw, small triangular openings on the upper sides, and a short horn on the tip of its snout. A female will have a shorter horn than a male. A spiked ridge runs along its back. In addition to its rocky hide, its bones are 1,000 times harder than human bones. Rhyhorn's brain is very small, giving it a one-track mind. When it runs, it forgets why it started and continues until it falls asleep. However, it may recall the reason for demolishing something. Due to its short legs, it is inept at turning and can only run in straight lines. It does not care if obstacles get in the way, merely smashing through them or sending them flying. Although it may feel pain the day after a collision. Aww. This personality is how Rhyhorn expands its territory. I should say Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn is powerful enough to shatter skyscrapers or mountains instantly after charging forward with head tackles. Rhyhorn lives in rough terrain. A Rhyhorn's territory expands just 6 miles. Evolution, Rhyhorn evolves into Rhydon, which evolves into Rhyperior. So Rhyhorn, Rhydon, Rhyperior. Game data, NPC appearances in Pokemon X and Y. In X and Y, the player's mother, Grace, is a retired Rhyhorn racer. Her Rhyhorn partner lounges outside her house. The player can ride it, but cannot take it outside the small front lawn. Aww. The player can ride another Rhyhorn on Route 9, which is the only way to cross the jagged, rocky terrain to Glittering Cave. I'm guessing that's supposed to teach you how this whole riding the Rhyhorn thing in the lawn so that you can do that on Route 9. That's clever. Pokedex entries in Gen 1, Red and Blue. Its massive bones are 1,000 times harder than human bones. It can easily knock a trailer fly. Yellow, a Pokemon with a one-track mind. Once it charges, it won't stop running until it falls asleep. Stadium, its bones are 1,000 times harder than human bones. Using its durability and strength, it can destroy tall buildings. Gen 2, in Gold, it is inept at turning because of its 4 short legs. It can only charge and run in one direction. Silver, it doesn't care if there's anything in its way. It just charges and destroys all obstacles. Crystal, it can remember only one thing at a time. Once it starts rushing, it forgets why it started. Stadium 2 is Gold's entry. In Gen 3, Ruby, Rhyhorn runs in a straight line, smashing everything in its path. It is not bothered even if it rushes headlong into a block of steel. This Pokemon may feel some pain from the collision the next day, however. Rhyhorn's brain is very small. It is so dense while on a run, it forgets why it started running in the first place. It apparently remembers sometimes if it demolishes something. Emerald, once it starts running, it doesn't stop. Its tiny brain makes it so stupid that it can't remember why it started running in the first place. Fire Red, strong but not too bright, this Pokemon can shatter even a skyscraper with its charging tackles. Leaf Green is Red and Blue's entry. In Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl, its body is clad with a thick hide, and its tackles topple buildings. Unfortunately, it is not smart. Platinum, its powerful tackles can destroy anything. However, it is too slow-witted to help people work. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their Gold and Silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Platinum's entry. X is basically Fire Red's, but Tackles is now uppercased. Y's is the Gold entries. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are the Ruby and Sapphire counterparts. The Gen 7 Pokedex entry is Yellow's entry. In Gen 8, Sword is Fire Red's entry. Shield is the Crystal entry. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. Legends Arceus. Ludicrously strong. When it butts heads with a mountain, it is the mountain that shatters. But its short legs struggle but turns, and it is incapable of stopping unless it collides with something. In Gen 9, Scarlet, Rhyhorn claims an area with over a 6-mile radius as its territory. It apparently forgets where this territory is when running, however. Violet, once it starts running, it won't stop, even if it crashes through boulders. This disposition is what caused its habitat to expand. Rhyhorn in the Blueberry Pokedex here, under the, the terrarium dome. Yeah, you get a bunch of them. That's pretty cool. See all the textures and stuff. That's nice. It's all kind of dark, which is much darker than I'm used to. That's an interesting decision. Game locations. Side game locations. Okay. Held items. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In Red, Blue, and Yellow, you get a berry 100% of the time. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you get a Pasho berry as an in-game trade 100% of the time. In Black 2 and White 2, you get a rare candy as an in-game trade 100% of the time. In Legends Arceus, normal, you get a black Tumblestone 35% of the time, and Ball of Mud 15% of the time, and Great Items by level. Alpha, you get an EXP Candy S 100% of the time, Seed of Mastery 10% of the time, and Great Items by level. Still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 80, Attack 85, Defense 95, Special Attack 30, Special Defense 30, Speed 25, for a total of 345. This Pokemon special base stat in Gen 1 was 30. Pokeathon stats. Type effectiveness. Damage normally by Bug, Ghost, Psychic, Dragon, Dark, and Fairy. Week 2. Fighting, Ground, Steel, Water, Grass, and Ice, all for double except for Water and Grass, which are 4. Immune to Electric, resistant to Normal, Flying, Poison, Rock, and Fire, all for half except for Poison, which is a 4th. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target and its ability is not Lightning Rod, the effectiveness of Electric type moves is 1, so it would go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up. 1, you get Tackle and Tail Whip, 5 Smackdown, 10 Bulldoze, 15 Horn Attack, 20 Scary Face, 25 Stomp, 30 Rock Blast, 35 Drill Run, 40 Takedown, 45 Earthquake, 50 Stone Edge, 55 Mega Horn, and 60 Horn Drill. By TM, 1 Takedown, 5 Mudslap, 6 Scary Face, 7 Protect, 8 Fire Fang, 9 Thunder Fang, 10 Ice Fang, 18 Thief, 25 Facade, 28 Bulldoze, 34 Icy Wind, 35 Mudshot, 36 Rock Tomb, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 51 Sandstorm, 53 Smart Strike, 55 Dig, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 76 Rock Blast, 83 Poison Jab, 84 Stomping Tantrum, 85 Rest, 86 Rock Slide, 88 Swords Dance, 89 Body Press, 103 Substitute, 106 Drill Run, 108 Crunch, 115 Dragon Pulse, 116 Stealth Rock, 121 Heavy Slam, 125 Flame Thrower, 126 Thunderbolt, 133 Earth Power, 134 Reversal, 135 Ice Beam, 141 Fire Blast, 143 Blizzard, 149 Earthquake, 150 Stone Edge, 166 Thunder, 171 Terra Blast, 172 Roar, 179 Smackdown, 186 High Horsepower, 191 Uproar, 204 Double Edge, 205 Endeavor, 210 Supercell Slam, 215 Scorching Sands, and 224 Curse. By breeding, this group gives you Counter, this group gives you Curse, this group gives you Dragon Rush, the Mirror Herd gives you Guard Split, this group gives you Metal Burst, and Dreadnought gives you Rock Polish. Side game data. This, okay. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Volmia. In the browser entry, it opens up fissures in the ground to attack. This, yep. Evolution data, Rhyhorn evolves into Rhydon starting at level 42, which evolves into Rhyperior when traded while holding a Protector. Rhydon cannot evolve into Rhyperior in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, as Rhyperior is not present in those games. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, Rhydon evolves to Rhyperior when exposed to a Protector. Rhyhorn, at level 42, Rhydon, trade while holding a Protector, Rhyperior. Sprites, you got these, you have the very chunky sprites at this point. But got the basics, down. You got all the little elements, I guess. This is all, yep. It's green for some reason, and yellows. Gold's a little bit more defined. Its features, but still kind of very chunky. Backsprites. Oh yeah, these backsprites are very strange compared to these. These are much more natural looking. I guess these are true backsprites. Yep. There you go. That. That's an interesting angle. The back's right there. So Gen 3 here, you got the proper coloring now. Sort of lighter gray on the red eyes. Yep, but the shiny is sort of brown. That's kind of fun, or like a bronze, I guess. Okay, Gen 4 introduces the female, so you can see that here, the longer horn, the shorter horn, and the shiny as well. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they have this different gray, I guess. So you can see that there, kind of a side view of what the horns look like. Gen 5 here, you got this, yep. Full back sprites, that's pretty cool. Gen 6, pretty good interpretation. Again, kind of a little bit chunky, compared to sort of the newer, wider, I don't know, lengthier, I guess. But yeah, pretty good. See the horn difference in 3D. Yep. So, Gen 7s, the Let's Go games, of course, better models. Sword and Shield here, you got this. Again, better models. Everything's all modeled better. Then Legends Arceus here, so it goes to the darker gray. I guess we would get starting, I guess, in this one. So its head is different than its body. That's interesting, although that might just be lighting. This is sort of more rust-colored, I guess. Then Homes, you get the lighter color again. That's interesting. And with its nose and eyes, huh? Yep. The anime, Rhyhorn in the anime. Aw. Got all that. Yep. Pokedex entries in episode 35 and Ash's Pokedex, which is gonna be true for all of them, so I'm not gonna say Ash's Pokedex each time or the same Pokedex each time, just know that it's the same Pokedex. Rhyhorn, the Spikes Pokemon. It's covered in tough armor, giving its tackle attack an extraordinary destructive power. Translated from the Japanese version. Oh yeah, because this one is from the episode that's one from the episodes that got cut, right? Yeah. In episode 88, Rhyhorn, the Spiked Pokemon. Rhyhorn is known for its physical power and its considerable offensive and defensive battle skills. Should be the Spikes Pokemon here. Yep. In X and Y, episode 7, Rhyhorn, the Spikes Pokemon. Rhyhorn recklessly charges straight ahead, trampling over anything that gets in its way. Origins here, or Rhyhorn in Pokemon Origins. Apparently there's a Poketoon about it. In the manga, Rhyhorn in Pokemon Adventures. Okay, got all these, yep. In the TCG. Trivia. This first point I read in the Charizard video. In several games from Gen 1 onwards, the Pokedex states that Rhyhorn has powerful tackles. However, Rhyhorn was unable to learn tackle until Gen 8. That's hilarious. This was first said in Rhyhorn's Pokedex entry from Japanese Pokemon Red and Green, although this entry was left untranslated until it was reused in Pokemon Via Red. Rhyhorn's Japanese Pokedex entries correctly use Tackle's Japanese name, that, or its equivalent, that in kanji mode. In Pokemon, Legends Arceus, Rhyhorn, and Rhydon cannot learn Thunderbolt, even though they were able to in all other games in which Thunderbolt could be learned outside of leveling up. Origin, Rhyhorn's design appears to be inspired by an Indian rhinoceros, which has similar plate armor, and Uintatherium, from whom it may have taken its flat head and horn. Its design also has elements of ceratopsids. Name origin, Rhyhorn may be a combination of rhinoceros, Rhyolite, a type of rock referring to its rock type, and horn. Psyhorn is a combination of Psy, rhinoceros, and horn. In other languages, external links, let's move on.
Since we already watched Rhyhorn's first 3 scenes in the anime in previous videos, let's watch its 4th scene.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we'll be watching episode 33, The Flame Pokemonathon. In this episode, Ash Ketchum and his friends have wandered on to the Big P Pokemon Ranch and met Laura Loramie, and there's this big race happening, but Laura broke her arm, so Ash is filling in for her on her Ponyta, and so yeah, the race is about to start. All these Pokemon, and then there's the Rhyhorn. Yep.
Who's that Pokemon?
That's Rhyhorn's 4th scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's talk about the TCG. I have 2 Rhyhorn cards. The first is the first Rhyhorn card design.
It was illustrated by Mitsuhiro Horita, It's okay. It shows Rhyhorn from a fairly unique angle. Rhyhorn has 70 HP. It's 3'3" and 254 pounds, which is 0.5 pounds heavier than its weight in the official Pokedex. Next to the weight, there is the jungle expansion symbol. It has two moves, Leer and Horn Attack. In the video games, Leer is a normal type move introduced in Gen 1. It reduces the defense stat of the opponent. On this card, it costs 1 energy. Upon winning a coin flip, the opponent Pokemon's attack automatically misses. In the video games, Horn Attack is a normal type move introduced in Gen 1. It just does damage, with the idea being that a horned Pokemon is attacking with that horn. On this card, it costs 1 fighting energy and 2 of any energies. It hits for 30 damage. Rhyhorn is weak to grass type for double damage. It's resistant to lightning type for minus 30 damage. It costs 3 of any energies for Rhyhorn to retreat. Its description reads, its massive bones are 1,000 times harder than human bones. It can easily knock a trailer flying. This is almost identical to the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Leaf Green. It's level 18. In the video games, it would be 24 levels from evolving into Rhydon. The second card is the 8th version of the Rhyhorn card. It was illustrated by Tomokazu Komiya. While the illustration on the first card is fine, I like this one better. It looks like Rhyhorn is attacking, and the red likely symbolizes it raging. It has the same HP and height as the first card. Its weight is 253.5 pounds, which is 0.5 pounds lighter than the other Rhyhorn. It has two moves, Stomp and Horn Drill. Since I've already talked about these moves in the video games, I'll just talk about what they're like on this card. Stomp costs 1 of any energy. It either hits for 10 or 30 damage depending on a successful coin flip. Horn Drill costs 2 fighting energies and 1 of any energy. It hits for 50 damage. This Rhyhorn is weak to water type for plus 10 damage. It's resistant to lightning type for minus 20 damage. It costs 2 of any energy for Rhyhorn to retreat. In the bottom right corner, there is the Supreme Victor's expansion symbol. Its description reads, its powerful tackles can destroy anything. However, it is too slow-witted to help people work. This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Platinum, Black, White, Black 2, and White 2. This Rhyhorn is level 23, which is 5 levels higher than the other Rhyhorn. In the video games, this Rhyhorn would be 19 levels from evolving into Rhydon.
Speaking of Rhydon, I have a card for it, so we'll talk about it tomorrow. Now let's see why people love Rhyhorn. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. No, we sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you not familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Rhyhorn. So here we've got Team Rocket Leader by Evil Apple, 513. So we've had this image before. I can't remember if it was it's one of these three. I can't remember which one though. So we've got Giovanni here in the center, the leader of Team Rocket. And he's got Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Dugtrio, Rhyhorn, and Rhydon here. These are all Pokemon he's had through various games. So that's kind of fun. And probably other media. We've got Rhyhorn by Mad Munchkin. So this cute, semi-stylized Rhyhorn drinking up from this little stream here. That's kind of fun. This is not a Rhyhorn, so we'll move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as I need to wait until I talk to both Snorlax before I can catch a Rhyhorn. Tomorrow I'll talk about Rhydon. As always, this isn't my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.